So I had last spoken before the board at the meeting at the beginning of June. I don't know if you remember, my concern at that time had been the cancellation of the Line 43, specifically the section of it that serviced Stratus, Nimbus, and Gemini near the Beaverton-Tiger border. And this rush hour service bus provided access to the west at Hall and Nimbus for those of us who work in that business park. And at the time, I thought it seemed kind of strange that TriMet was actively promoting West service. This was the West Tele-Friendly, where free rides were offered, and also television commercials asking why drive when you can ride West commuter rail. And just some background about me, I've been a daily West rider for the last year and a half as part of my commute. From where I live in Beaverton, my commute also included 2 buses and Max train. But since the cancellation of the 43, I haven't ridden the West even once, because it takes 24 minutes to walk from my office to the Hall Nimbus platform. It's a distance of, it's a little over a mile. And in 24 minutes, to be honest, I can just drive from where I live to where I work. And that 24 minutes is just the time it would take to walk to the West. It's not including taking the West to Beaverton and then transferring to a Max and transferring to a bus and so on. So, I mean, the answer for me, why drive, is it's not practical to take West anymore because the bus is gone. In the June 8th board meeting, when I asked why our input as riders wasn't sought before these cuts were made, Board President Ben Beverin asked if I'd spoken with anyone in scheduling. And the answer is no, because I didn't even really know that the public had access to do that. And TriMet Outreach Manager JC Venata took my contact information, but nobody from TriMet has contacted me about this in the last 2 months. I haven't heard anything. And when I saw the September service change announcements that General Manager McFarland had mentioned earlier, I saw that the 43 wasn't in them. So, I mean, I guess the conclusion that I can draw is that this is a done deal, 43 isn't coming back, and I'm not a West rider anymore. But after seeing the press release of ridership statistics for June, I saw that there was an increase in West ridership from June of last year to June of this year, but I was concerned that the whole picture wasn't being examined. And I put together a chart. Is there a way that this could be distributed to the board? Thank you very much. And the data in this chart that is being passed out right now comes directly from the TriMet Performance Dashboard. So these are the average weekly ridership numbers in May and June of 2010 and 2011. And you'll notice that even though both May and June show an increase in ridership from last year to this year, the rate of change from May to June is very different in these 2 months. You'll see that from May to June of last year, there was actually an increase of 300 riders on West per week. And in 2011, looking at June ridership statistics compared to May, there were 100 fewer riders per week. And so while TriMet was proud that the June ridership showed a 22% increase over June of last year, I think we need to also look at the May ridership, which had a 30% increase over May of last year, and ask, why did we fail to achieve that same level of increase? I mean, I'm not saying that it was all 43, but I think that played a factor because, I mean, I know my rides aren't counted among these anymore. And I mean, I don't know, I guess just shutting us out is not helping these ridership numbers. And again, I'd just like to ask, what happened to the total transit system? I mean, I think we really need to recognize the impact that even cutting one bus is really going to affect ridership on all the modes that TriMet's offering.